Hey guys, so I'm back with another video and this is going to be a continuation of our Netflix clone using .NET MAUI. So before continuing on this video, I would recommend you all to check out all the previous parts of this series. I'm going to drop the links of all those parts in the description box so you can check those out. And let's continue for this part. In the previous part, we were working on this details page and we were able to get this display title, this release year, release date, then runtime, and we designed this overview, these buttons and these buttons, my illustrate and share. And in this video we are going to continue after this. So we are going to design this something tab like structure, so trailers and more like this, and trailers and more will simply show these trailers, all other videos, and for these more like this will show the similar movie or TV shows. On the basis of this current media, we'll get this data from TMDB again. Okay, so you can try maybe some third-party tab-like structure for this, but I'm going to design a custom solution for this. So we'll handle the state and all this. So this is going to be very uh, layman structure, very simple structure. So let's continue on this. Let me minimize this to have this on right side, this one here, and let's go to our details page. Fine. So we were here, and after this second vertical stack layout which holds all this data, we'll have a new vertical stack layout. And in this first thing we need to have this line. So this line, there could be multiple ways. I'm using a simple box view for this. And this box view, this is going to have a height of 2. And after that, let's have a label so that we can see it in action. So let's have some random text. And this is here. Okay, fine. So this, you see this gray type of line, this is this box view. And on this vertical stack layout, let's have, should we have a margin? Yes, let's have a margin. Margin topper, is this fine? This is fine, okay. We'll see if we need it. For now, this is okay. We have this, and after that, we need these two labels. We'll consider these simple labels and then we'll treat these as buttons. So for this, and if you'll check, we have two things here. First, this red indicator, this kind of overline, so which indicates the currently selected tab. So how we are going to envision this, we'll have two separate controls for this. This is going to be one box view and this is going to be simple label. So this is how we are going to do this. So first thing, let's have a grid for this. Let's have a grid with row definitions as auto and auto, whatever width they can, whatever height they can take, and then two columns, column definitions auto and auto, and have some column spacing as well. So let's say 50. Fine. Now the first row and first column, we'll have a vertical stack layout for these two, one box view and this label. So this vertical stack layout, this is going to be grid.row 0 and grid.column 0. Fine. And in this, we'll have first we'll have a box view with height request of and the color as red, and then we'll have a label here with first thing, text, let's say this trailers and more. So and AMP, we need to use HTML like this code for displaying the ampersand. So trailers and more, we have this here. Okay, and because we need to use the same styling for this one as well, so let's do it in resource style. So let's have a style and target type is going to be label and x dot e, let's say tab text. Okay, and let's use this first, then we'll design it. So here we'll add our style, which is going to be our static resource as this tab text, or let's say tab title. Tab title, fine. Tab title. Okay. Now let's have some setters for this. Setter property. First thing is font size only. We need a bigger size. So for this, let's have something like 15. And then let's make it bold. So font attributes, bold, fine. Then let's use the text transform. We could have directly as uppercase, but let's use it as a setter style, trailers and more, fine. And apart from this, we need margin from top side, right? So let's use margin and 0 from left, let's say 5 from top and 0 from other two sides. So this is fine. So we need this thing, trailers and more, and things are looking okay right now. Let's come here and we have this vertical stack layout. We have all these. We have this vertical stack layout, inner part, this one. And now the next thing is we'll do same thing for this next, more like this thing, right? So let's copy this vertical stack layout and this time column 1 full, and the text, it should be more like this. Okay. Now this more like this is not selected in the first place, so this is not selected. For that we'll use, instead of this red color, we are using background color as black. So we'll use black color to demonstrate that this is not selected. Currently selected item is this trailer and more. Okay, let's add margin here because this was touching the left wall, but we don't need that. So okay. So 5 is fine from all four sides. Okay, it looks fine. Fine. Now this section. So let's have first one collection view for these things. So for that, after this grid, we have two options. Either we could have this inside this same vertical stack layout, or we could have it outside of this vertical stack layout, right? So it's up to us how we are envisioning it. For now, let's hide this grid and let's have it inside this only. So we'll use one more. Add some vertical stack layout, or no, we don't need it. Okay, let's have it outside of this vertical stack layout here. For this, we will use it's also up to us what we are going to use. So let's have uh, container for this collection view. So let's have a border for this. And for this border, first thing, background color, which is default black. So let's have it this only. Next thing is we are going to have this collection view here, but before that, let's have a label here, text, trailers collection view. So can we see this? Okay. So for border, let's have a background color as black, first thing. Okay. Now we don't need this this thing, this border around this border control. So for that, let's have a stroke thickness of 0 and fine. Trailers collection view, and let's copy this one more time for this more like this, let's say grid. So for now this more like this grid. So we'll simply, for now I'm just trying to implement the tab like structure. So when we click on this or the default trailer collection view, this should be visible, and when we click on this more like this, the red indicator from this trailer and more, it should become black, and the black one on this more like this, it should become red, and in that case this trailers collection view should be hidden, and this make more like this grid, it should be visible. So that is what we are going to do. First thing, the second one, by default it should be false. So is visible, false. So that is not visible right now. Okay, and we need to do this from a C# logic. So for that, let's have some names for all these. So first thing, on this one, let's have a name for this so that we can access these from our uh, from our C# code. Okay, so first thing, no, not on this one, we need to change the color of this box view. So let's have a name on this one. So we'll call it trailers tab indicator. Trailers tab indicator. Indicator. Trailers tab indicator. Fine. And the next one, this box view, we'll say, let's say similar tab indicator. Fine. Next thing is on these borders, we'll name these to show and hide. So X name, we'll say trailers tab content, trailers tab content. And then on this next one, second one, we'll say similar type content. Fine. Now let's do the first, save it, continue editing. Now next thing is, let's do the logic. So we need to add the events for these, for clicking on these two. So we don't need commands, we are simply playing with the UI, so we could have these as simple events. So for trailers and more, on this label, let's have label dot gesture recognizer, and we'll use tab gesture recognizer with tabbed event, tab gesture recognizer dot tabbed, and we could rename it. So we'll say trailers. No, let's rename it like this: trailers tab tabbed. Fine. Trailers tab tabbed. Trailers tab tabbed. Fine. And the similar thing we are going to do with this, more like this button. So let's save this. Then label dot gesture recognizers, tab gesture recognizer, tabbed event. Fine. And then let's go here and rename it to similar tab tabbed. Fine. Continue editing. And in these, we need to access those things. So first thing, when we are clicking on the first trailers tab. So for that, say trailers tab. So we need to change the indicator. So trailers tab indicator dot color. We should make the color of this to colors dot red, right? We need to make it red, and the similar tab indicator we need to make that as black. Make that black, similar tab indicator and trailers tab indicator to red, and same thing, similar tab content, we need to set the visibility of that to false. We need to, when we are clicking on trailers tab, that means we are coming to trailers tab. So in this case, the similar tab should be hidden. We don't want to show similar tab, right? The more like this tab. And here we'll say this to true. And we'll do the opposite of this in this next tab, right? Trailers, it should become black and visibility should be false. And then this thing, let's copy it over, and it should turn red, and the is visible for similar should be true in this case. So I guess the basic tab like functionality, it should work. So let's rebuild and apply changes. App is here. Let's see if the tabs are working. And yes, tabs are working. Trailers and more, default is this. When we click on more like this, so the red indicator is here, and more like this grid, this label is visible, right? So this thing is working. Now next thing is, we need to fill the data for these. Okay, so for trailers collection view, this thing. So if you remember, we have this list of videos or like trailers. We have this list, right? From here we got the first trailer's URL to display here, but all other videos we have, right? So for that, we'll show those videos here. So let's in our view model, let's have an observable collection here. So we'll say prop, it should be observable collection of type. What is the trailer type? It is video. So video, and we'll say, let's say videos, we'll call these videos only. Fine. And default, and after this, we'll simply fill out these when we got the data from here, right? So first we set this main trailer URL, and after that we'll go one by one, add trailer or let's say video in trailer teasers, and we'll fill the videos dot add video. Fine. So we have this thing now. We need to use this in our details page. Fine. So first thing, let's come to this first border. We'll come here and we'll add our collection view here. Collection view, item source. We'll get it from our view model. That is, what was the name of the videos, right? Videos, binding videos, and then next thing, we'll set the designing for this. So item template, data template, and the type of this is going to be do we have the namespace for the TMDB service? I have that video type defined in this one, right? So video, and this is in services namespace. So let's add the namespace for this. XML and S, let's call it services, and we'll have the services, this one, yeah. So next thing, let's use the type video, where is video? Services colon video. This is going to be type, and now we need to design this. So this button, I have added this. So first thing, this thumbnail, second thing, this play button, and then third, the title of the video. These three things, we need these three things. So for this, let's have a grid. Grid with two rows, one for this thing and the second row for this text. So row definitions, first one is going to be let's say star and or let's say have it a fixed height of 250, and the third one is going to be whatever height it takes, and column is going to be one only. There are no columns, right? In this, next thing is grid. We need to this board. We need to use this border radius. So for this corner radius. So for this, we'll use a border control. So let's have border control, and this border is going to be in our row 0, and the stroke shape, it is going to be a round rectangle, and let's have the radius 5. Next thing, inside this border we'll have an image, and source for this image we are going to get it from the internet basically. So we'll, on this, let's use aspect fill, and then image dot source. We are using this attached property for this, and this image dot source, this is going to be URI image source. To be explicit, we are doing this URI image source, and for this URI image source, the URI we are going to get it from binding and this thumbnail. Okay. And now next thing, this text. But before the text, first let's get this text running. So we'll use one label with the text binding. Okay, this thumbnail, do we have this in videos? So in videos, let's go here, this videos, this video type. This video type has, this has thumbnail. Okay, this has thumbnail, published at official types at key and name. We have this name, so we need to use this name. So binding name. Fine. Let's restart the app to see these changes. So app is here and we can see these things. We can see these things now. We need to design this a bit more. So first thing, in this border we need some some padding or margin, but not on this border. We need this on this grid. On this grid, let's have a padding of 10. Okay, it looks okay. And the next thing is this stroke thickness, this border around this border. We need to remove this, right? So let's remove this. We'll use stroke thickness as 0. Fine. The next thing, we need this text to be at the bottom. Okay, not bottom, it should be in next row, right? So for that we need to move it to the row number 1, and this is fine. This is fine, and let's add some spacing. So row spacing 5. Okay, it looks okay. And I guess everything is fine now, right? On this thing, we just need this button. So for this, we'll use another border over this border. So first thing, let's make it the opacity of this lighter to make this something like some fading effect, 0.8. Yeah, so that this button look good basically. 0.8 is fine. Now next thing, let's have the next border for this thing. For border, this is also going to be in grid.row 0 only, and this is going to be vertically centered and horizontally centered. And for this thing, we'll use background color white, and inside this we'll use our play button, play image, this one. So let's say image source play. We need to have this in center, so let's have it in center vertically and horizontally also in center. Center, vertically center, and aspect aspect fit, and we should see it, right? Yes, it is here. Now next thing, we need to make the background, this white thing, we need to make this bigger, right, and rounded, bigger and rounded. Okay, so for this, let's come on this border and let's have a height of 50 and width of 50. Okay, now next thing, we'll have stroke shape, and it will be a round rectangle with half of the height and width, 25. Okay, fine. Okay, this is not white, right? Uh, D. Okay. Okay, so I guess this is fine now. Let's restart the app once more. Okay, the app is here. Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. We can see this. All the details are here. I can run the trailers. And I can see these videos. Okay, fine. So these things are working. Now next thing is we need to work on this more like this button. So we'll do this in our next part. So that's all for this video. Please like this video, share this video, and subscribe my channel for more such awesome content. And that's all. Thank you. Bye.